Bridge 134 is really quite low. Look at this. I'm busy doing some repainting. Hi guys, so I'm back at Talybont on Usk, and I'm here at the electric lift bridge where I finished last time. I've just walked up from Llangynidr, past the 5 locks and the tunnel, and I'm going to take you back now. It's about 3.5 to 4 miles, and I'm going to take some video and pictures as I go. So let's get cracking. Hope you enjoy it. So as we leave Talybont, there is this little area here where usually there's just about enough room to turn a boat, as long as it's not too big. But at the moment, I don't think you'd manage. Such a shame. Such a shame. Hopefully it'll be full again soon. I do hope so. So here's an interesting thing. No, it's not raining. Not yet, anyway. But where's that water coming from? Well, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but there are 2 very large pipes crossing the canal here. And one of them has got some leaks. I don't think it's going to be enough water to refill the canal, though. It's going to take something more than that. Quite an impressive piece of engineering, though. Looks like the work was done by a company not too far away, down in Newport. It doesn't give a date, which is a bit sad. Ah, the peace and quiet of the countryside. I know a lot of you really welcome that. Actually, that chainsaw reminds me of being at home a bit. Now, that blue sign up ahead tells me that we are approaching the Ashford tunnel. So a decision has to be made now. Do I try and walk on water? Do I try and walk through water? Or do I walk above the tunnel? Because there's no pathway through the tunnel itself. So I'm going to have to make my mind up in a very short period of time. What do you think I'll end up doing? So, Ashford Tunnel. There it is, just in the distance there. It's a very narrow tunnel and very low. So if you stood on the back of a narrowboat, you have to bend your head right down to get through it. Otherwise, I think you know what might happen. Now this road actually runs between Llangynidr and Talybont, and I'm quite familiar with it because I've cycled it many times, either on my own or when I was with the other members of the local cycle club I used to belong to. We used to have some great times, but in those days I didn't pay much attention to the canal. Strange, isn't it, how things change. Now you can just about see the other end from here. It's fairly straight tunnel. You should always turn the front light of your boat on when you're going through a tunnel, and that makes it much easier for anyone coming the other way to see that you're there. Obviously there's only room for one boat at a time in this tunnel. Some tunnels are much wider and do have room for 2 boats, but definitely not this one. So I'm actually above the tunnel at the moment. The main road is next to me on my left, and that green construction in front is it's an air vent which allows fresh air down into the tunnel below. What you have here is a landing stage for canoes. So this is where they can get in and out. Right, so that's the tunnel done. Let's crack on. The next thing to look forward to are the 5 locks at Llangynidr. More sheep. I wonder if they're the same ones that I saw on the last video. Probably not. I mean, that's quite a view, and you're treated to that as you pass down this stretch of canal. So Llangynidr is over there. That's where we're headed. The canal sort of hugs the hillside really, all the way over to Llangynidr, and then it drops down through the 5 locks, which we'll see quite shortly. It's still quite a walk though till we get there. So it's not too shallow here, but that might just be this particular section of canal was dug a bit deeper. So if you look over there and under the bridge, you can see how high the water usually is, which is significantly higher than where we are now. Well, a most welcome sign. Welcome to Llangynidr Locks, just around the corner. For the camera. You get a very good idea of how low the canal is by the mark of it. It looks like 2.5 to 3 feet, maybe slightly more. It's going to take quite a lot of water to refill it when they're ready to. Quite incredible to think that these canals were actually built way back in 1799 and still working today in much the same way. Now, I've had some really good news today whilst out on my walk, and that is that the CRT plans to reopen the canal on 17th of March, which I think is actually next week, which is great news. And I'll be coming back to refilm some of the sections which I've already shown you after that date, with the canal full of water and hopefully lots and lots of boats going up and down, going through the locks, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. You can see where it says sill. It's referring to the stone which sticks out just inside the rear door. So it's a warning to keep your boat this side of the sill. So here's the view from the top of the flight of 3 locks. Looks like they've been busy doing some repainting. It's a very short pound of water in between these two, slightly longer pound until the third of these locks, and then the other two are a little bit further down, stretched out, so they're not in such quick succession as this. When you've got several locks together in this sort of way, it's known as a flight of locks. And it's not far from that third lock to the fourth, which is just after that bridge. Quite a nasty little bend to negotiate there, and usually there are a fleet of hire boats moored up on the left hand side, but they've all been moved away for a while because of the work that's been going on, so I imagine they are moored much further down the canal, maybe towards Gilwan or even Goitra. Perhaps we'll see them on the next walk. And again, there you see the sill. And also an idea of how low the water is. This is where you attach your windlass. You lift that up, turn, the ratchet mechanism will lift up, and the paddles, which are way down there at the bottom, which are little doors, will open or close according to you raising or lowering this. So it's not very often you can actually see the gaps where the paddles are. They're basically just sort of gates that lift up and down to allow water in or to keep it out. The sluices at the back are called the ground paddles. There's a different mechanism and it's hidden, so you can't actually see what goes on, but the idea is the same. You put the windlass on, you wind them up or you wind them down, and water starts coming into the lock from the other side. So that's the end of this walk from Talybont on Ask to Llangynidr. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please give some comments or click the like button or subscribe if you haven't already. I will be coming back to the canal before long and taking some more film once the canal is full of water and the boat's going up and down. But in the meantime, it's going to be goodbye from this little chap, and it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.